What's up everyone? Today we're doing something absolutely insane. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell right now, because you are not going to want to miss a single second of what we have planned. We do crazy challenges and give away tons of money, so join the family. Crossing a bridge usually isn't a big deal, right? You just walk or drive from one side to the other. But what if the bridge was swaying hundreds of feet in the air? What if it was so narrow you could barely fit your feet on it? What if there were literally planks missing and you could see a raging river right below you? Well, today we're going to explore some of the craziest, most terrifying bridges on the entire planet. These aren't your average bridges over a quiet stream. These are structures that defy gravity, push the limits of engineering, and test the courage of anyone who dares to cross them. From insane heights in the Swiss Alps to rickety wooden planks in Pakistan, each one is a heart-pounding adventure waiting to happen. I literally can't believe some of these are real and that people actually cross them every single day. We've scoured the globe to find the most mind-blowing, adrenaline-pumping, and downright dangerous bridges in existence. We're talking about structures that will make your palms sweat just looking at them on screen. So buckle up, because you are about to go on a virtual journey across some of the most treacherous crossings ever built by humankind. These are the most dangerous bridges in the world. Let's get into it. Kicking things off, we are at the Royal Gorge Bridge in Colorado, USA. And guys, this thing is absolutely massive. I'm standing here right now, and when I look down, I can't even see the bottom. It's just a massive, terrifying drop. This is one of the highest suspension bridges in the entire United States, hanging almost 1,000 feet above the Arkansas River. That's like stacking 3 statues of Liberty on top of each other. The sheer scale is just impossible to wrap your head around until you're here in person. Now, I'm going to start walking across and you can already feel it. The wind-up here is no joke. It's not just a gentle breeze. It's a powerful force that howls through the canyon and literally makes the entire bridge sway back and forth. You can feel the floor moving under your feet, and it is one of the weirdest and most unsettling feelings I've ever experienced. Every step you take feels like a gamble, and you have to grip the railing just to feel some sense of security, even though you know it's engineered to be safe. My heart is pounding. With every gust of wind, the bridge creaks and groans, and you can't help but think about the massive, empty space right below you. Looking over the side is a huge mistake. The gorge is so deep and the cliffs are so steep, it makes you feel incredibly small and vulnerable. It's this crazy mix of being completely terrified but also just in awe of the insane view. You're surrounded by these rugged canyon walls and the tiny little river so far below. It's beautiful, but man, is it scary. Just making it to the halfway point feels like a huge accomplishment. You can see people on the other side, and they look so far away. The bridge is over 1,200 feet long, so this isn't a quick walk. It's a long, sustained test of your nerve. You're completely exposed, with nothing but a few planks and cables between you and a 955-foot drop. Crossing this bridge isn't just a walk, it's a mental battle against your own fear of heights, and honestly, I'm not sure I'm winning right now. Alright, next up, we've flown all the way to Switzerland to what might be the single most terrifying walkway in Europe. This is the Titlis Cliff Walk, and it is absolutely bonkers. We are over 10,000 feet above sea level, surrounded by the Swiss Alps. The air's thin, it's freezing cold, and we're about to walk across a bridge that's hanging off the side of a literal mountain. My guide told me this is the highest suspension bridge in Europe, and I 100% believe him. The view is insane, but I can't stop looking at the drop. This bridge is not for the faint of heart. It's only 3 feet wide. 3 feet! That's barely enough room to walk in a straight line, and when you have people coming from the other direction, you have to squeeze past each other while trying not to look down into the 1,600-foot abyss. It's a glacier down there, a literal glacier. The floor is a metal grate so you can see straight through to the sheer drop below, which does not help with the vertigo. At all. And let's talk about the wind. Just like at the Royal Gorge, the wind here is on another level. But here, it's not just wind, it's an icy, biting blast coming straight off the glaciers. It hits you with real force, and you feel the entire bridge shudder. Every single step is a calculated move. You have to plant your feet firmly and hold onto the guide ropes like your life depends on it, because honestly, it feels like it does. The combination of the dizzying height, the narrow path, and the freezing wind is a full-on sensory assault. I'm trying to focus on the incredible panorama of snow-capped peaks, but it's almost impossible. Your survival instincts are screaming at you to get back to solid ground. You're so high up that you're literally walking through the clouds at times. One minute you see the valley below, and the next, you're enveloped in a thick fog, and you can't see more than a few feet in front of you. It's like walking on a tightrope to nowhere. This isn't just a bridge, it's a pure test of courage against the raw power of the mountains. We've left the freezing cold of the Alps and traveled to the tropical paradise of Malaysia, but don't let the beautiful scenery fool you. We're here for the Langkawi Sky Bridge, and this thing is a straight-up piece of sci-fi architecture. It's a 410-foot-long curved bridge, suspended between two mountain peaks. It doesn't go from point A to point B in a straight line. It snakes its way through the sky, giving you these insane panoramic views of the rainforest and the Andaman Sea below. Getting here was an adventure in itself. You have to take a cable car up the mountain, which is already a slightly terrifying experience. But then you get to the top, and you see this sliver of steel and concrete, just hanging there, over 2,000 feet above sea level. It looks like it's floating. The entire structure is held up by a single, massive pylon. One pylon is holding this entire bridge up in the air. How is that even possible? It just doesn't look real. Walking out onto the bridge is a surreal experience. You're not just crossing a gap, you're literally walking in the sky between two mountains. The curve of the bridge means you can't always see the end, which adds to the mystery and the sense of adventure. There are even glass panels embedded in the floor, so you can stand on them and look directly down through your feet to the jungle canopy hundreds of feet below. I'm standing on one right now and my legs are shaking. It feels like you're going to fall right through. What's wild is how peaceful it feels up here despite the height. You're surrounded by lush green jungle. You can hear the sounds of birds and insects, and you can see for miles out over the turquoise ocean. But then you remember you're on a man-made structure suspended by cables over a massive drop, and the adrenaline comes rushing back. It's this constant back and forth between awe and fear. You're walking on an engineering marvel that gives you a perspective you just can't get anywhere else on Earth. It's absolutely breathtaking. Okay, if you thought the other bridges were scary, you haven't seen anything yet. We are in a remote part of Pakistan, standing in front of the Husseini Hanging Bridge, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this is probably the most dangerous-looking bridge I have ever seen in my entire life. Forget steel and concrete. This thing is made of old wooden planks and rope, and it looks like it could fall apart at any second. It's known as one of the most treacherous bridges in the world, and I can see why. Let's just take a look at the construction here. The floor is a series of wooden planks spaced way too far apart. There are huge gaps between them, and in some places, planks are just missing. You have to literally take huge steps, almost like a lunge, to get from one plank to the next. And through those gaps you can see the Hunza River rushing violently below. This isn't a calm stream, it's a powerful, fast-moving river fed by glaciers. If you fall, that's it. I'm starting my crossing, and the adrenaline is just unbelievable. The entire bridge is swaying like crazy. Not just side to side, but up and down too. It's a suspension bridge in the most basic sense of the word. And every step you take, every gust of wind, sends a ripple effect through the whole structure. The ropes you hold onto for support are frayed and weathered. You have to put a crazy amount of trust into this thing that looks like it was built 100 years ago and never maintained. To make things even more insane, right next to this bridge are the tattered remains of the old bridge that fell apart. So you're literally walking next to a constant reminder of what could happen if this one fails. It's a psychological nightmare. Your brain is telling you to turn back, but the locals use this bridge regularly. It's a vital connection for them. For us, it's a terrifying challenge. For them, it's just part of their daily commute. Crossing this bridge is a raw, primal experience that redefines the word danger. We're back in the USA, but this time, we're in the beautiful Florida Keys. And this is the 7-mile bridge. Now you might be thinking, a bridge in Florida, how dangerous can that be? Well, for most of the year, it's an absolutely stunning drive. You're surrounded by crystal clear turquoise water, and it feels like you're driving on the surface of the ocean. It's an iconic American road trip landmark, and the views are just incredible. For 7 miles, it's just you, the road, and the sea. But here's the terrifying part. We're in the middle of hurricane season, and when a storm rolls in, this beautiful bridge transforms into one of the scariest places you can possibly be. The bridge isn't that high above the water, so when the storm surge comes, massive waves can literally crash over the road. You're driving on a narrow strip of concrete, with the angry ocean trying to swallow you whole. There's nowhere to go, no exits, no turning back. You just have to keep driving for 7 miles. Imagine driving your car while the wind is so strong it feels like it's trying to push you off the bridge. Rain is coming down so hard you can barely see the car in front of you, and waves are exploding against the side of the causeway, sending sea spray completely over your windshield. It's a complete white-knuckle experience. The bridge itself feels like it's trembling under the force of the storm. All the beauty is gone, replaced by the raw, terrifying power of the ocean. Even on a windy day without a full-blown hurricane, the crossing can be unnerving. You're so exposed. There's no land in sight in either direction for a long, long time. It gives you this strange feeling of isolation. You're on this tiny man-made ribbon in the middle of a vast, powerful body of water, while it may not have the dizzying heights of the other bridges. The psychological fear of being trapped over the open ocean during a storm makes the 7-mile bridge a truly dangerous crossing. We've headed to the Pacific Northwest, to Washington State, to a place that feels like it's straight out of a fantasy movie. This is the Deception Pass Bridge, and it is shrouded in mystery and fog. The bridge connects two islands, Whidbey and Fidalgo, and spans a narrow, turbulent strait. The water below churns and swirls with some of the most powerful tidal currents in the world. It's a beautiful and dramatic location, but it has a very eerie, mystical vibe. The danger here isn't just about height, although it is pretty high up at about 180 feet. The real spooky part is the fog. This area is famous for its thick, rolling fog that can come in from the ocean without warning and completely swallow the bridge. One minute you can see the incredible landscape, and the next, you're in a dense white cloud, and you can't see more than 10 feet in front of you. The world just disappears. Walking across the bridge when the fog rolls in is an otherworldly experience. You can hear the foghorns echoing in the distance, you can hear the water churning violently below you, but you can't see it. You feel completely isolated, like you're walking on a bridge to nowhere. The massive steel structure just vanishes into the white mist ahead of you and behind you. It's both peaceful and incredibly unsettling. You feel like you've stepped into another dimension. It's this atmosphere that makes it feel so dangerous. Your senses are on high alert. Every sound is amplified. The cars driving past you appear like ghosts out of the mist, and then vanish just as quickly. You grip the railing a little tighter, even though you're on a wide, safe pedestrian path. The combination of the powerful, unseen water below and the disorienting fog all around you creates a psychological thriller. It's a bridge that plays tricks on your mind, making it feel far more perilous than it looks on a clear day. Get ready for this, because we are about to cross the longest continuous bridge over water in the entire world. This is the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway in Louisiana, and when I say long, I mean like really long. It is nearly 24 miles long. For 24 miles, you're driving on a straight line of concrete just a few feet above the water. It's so long that for a huge portion of the drive, you can't see land in any direction. It's just you, the road, and the water, stretching all the way to the horizon. On a calm, sunny day, the drive is actually kind of peaceful and meditative. The water is like glass, and the sky is just huge. It's a very unique experience, just cruising along on this endless road. But the peacefulness is exactly what makes it so terrifying when the weather turns. Just like the 7-mile bridge, this causeway becomes a nightmare during a storm. But here, you're not over the ocean, you're on a massive lake, and the waves can get surprisingly violent. Imagine being in the middle of that 24-mile stretch, about 8 miles from the nearest land, when a classic Louisiana thunderstorm rolls in. The sky turns black, rain starts hammering down, and waves start crashing against the side of the bridge. There are no shoulders to pull over on, no exits, no way to escape. You are completely exposed and trapped. You just have to keep driving towards a shore that you can't even see, hoping the storm passes quickly. The sheer length is what gets you. After 10, 15, 20 minutes of driving with nothing but water on all sides, a little bit of panic starts to set in. It feels kind of unnatural. Your brain can't quite process the fact that you're still on a bridge, and when the waves are crashing relentlessly against the supports and splashing onto the roadway, it feels like the lake is trying to reclaim the bridge. It's a long, slow, psychological battle against a feeling of complete and utter vulnerability in the face of nature. We've traveled to Ghana, in West Africa, to Kakum National Park, and we're not just looking at the rainforest, we're going to walk through the canopy. This is the Canopy Walk, a series of 7 suspension bridges that stretch for over 1,000 feet, connecting massive treetop platforms. and we are 130 feet above the jungle floor. This is a perspective of the rainforest that very few people ever get to see. You are literally at eye level with the monkeys and the birds. Now, this isn't your typical tourist attraction with wide, stable walkways. This is adventure, pure and simple. The bridges are made of rope, with narrow wooden planks to walk on, and high netting on the sides. That's it. It's basically a rope bridge you'd see in an Indiana Jones movie, but it's real, and I am about to walk across it. The bridges are incredibly bouncy and sway with every single step you take. You have to walk carefully, placing one foot in front of the other. The feeling of vulnerability is intense. You are so high up, and the only thing separating you from the dense jungle below is this thin, wobbly path. You can feel the bridge moving not just from your own steps, but from the other people on it as well. You look down through the planks and see the tops of smaller trees far below you. It's a long way down. You're completely immersed in the sounds of the rainforest, the calls of exotic birds, the buzzing of insects, the rustling of leaves. It's an incredible thrill. You're walking through a world that is normally completely inaccessible. You can see things you would never spot from the ground. But with that thrill comes a constant awareness of the danger. You're putting all your trust in those ropes and planks. It's not about the fear of a massive structural collapse like a steel bridge. It's the more intimate, personal fear of making a misstep on a swaying, narrow path high above the ground. It's a true jungle adventure that gets your heart racing. Okay guys, this might be the one. We are in the absolute middle of nowhere in Siberia, Russia. It is freezing cold, and we are at the Vidym River Bridge. This bridge is legendary among adventurers for being one of the most dangerous and nerve-wracking crossings on the planet. This isn't a tourist spot. It's a decaying old railway bridge that has been repurposed for vehicles, and it is a complete death trap. I am genuinely terrified right now. Let's break down why this is so insane. The bridge is over 1,800 feet long. It's made of rotting wooden planks laid over a metal structure, and it's barely wide enough for one car. There are almost no guardrails. None. If your tire slips just a few inches, you are going straight into the icy Vidym River below. And to make it worse, for most of the year the wooden planks are covered in ice and snow, making them incredibly slippery. People actually drive across this. I don't know how. The wood is so old that it groans and creaks under any weight. Some planks are broken or missing entirely, leaving gaps that you have to carefully navigate around. You have to drive incredibly slowly, with your windows down, listening to the sounds of the bridge, ready for something to go wrong at any second. It's not a matter of if this bridge will fail, but when. The sheer mental fortitude required to cross this is off the charts. You're fighting the slippery surface, the narrow path, the lack of safety features, and the freezing temperatures. The river below is fast-moving and lethally cold. There is zero room for error. One mistake, and it's over. This bridge isn't just dangerous. It represents a battle against a harsh environment and decaying infrastructure. It's a raw, unfiltered challenge that pushes drivers and their vehicles to the absolute limit. For our final bridge, we're heading to Japan to see something that looks like it was designed by a roller coaster engineer. This is the Ashima Ohashi Bridge, and it is famous for one thing: its insane, mind-bending steepness. From certain angles, it looks like the bridge goes almost straight up into the sky. It's a concrete road that looks more like a ramp to launch cars into space than a bridge. It's an optical illusion, but a very, very convincing one. The reason for the extreme height is so that large fishing boats can pass underneath. But when you're driving towards it, your brain can't process the incline. It looks impossibly steep. The gradient on one side is 6.1%, which is incredibly steep for a major bridge. As you start to ascend, it feels like your car is fighting against gravity. You look out your windshield, and all you can see is the road and the sky. You can't see what's over the crest, which is a terrifying feeling. When you finally reach the peak, you get this incredible stomach-dropping sensation. For a brief moment, you're at the top of the world, with a panoramic view of the city and the lake below. And then, the descent begins. It feels exactly like the drop on a roller coaster. You're looking down this steep, long ramp of a road, and you have to ride your brakes to make sure you don't pick up too much speed. It challenges every instinct you have for safe driving. While it's an incredibly safe and well-engineered bridge, the experience of driving over it is what makes it feel so dangerous. It's a visual and physical thrill ride. It messes with your perception and gives you a shot of adrenaline just from its appearance. It's the perfect example of how design and perspective can create a sense of danger, even when there is none. Driving this bridge doesn't just feel like crossing water. It feels like you're soaring through the sky on a concrete roller coaster. And that is a wrap. We have crossed 10 of the most insane, terrifying, and mind-blowing bridges on the entire planet. From the dizzying heights of the Swiss Alps and the Royal Gorge to the rickety, terrifying planks of the Husseini Hanging Bridge, my heart is still pounding. I honestly can't decide which one was the absolute scariest. The canopy walk in Ghana was wobbly and high, but the Vitim River Bridge in Siberia just felt like a genuine death trap waiting to happen. Which one freaked you guys out the most? Let me know in the comments below. These bridges are more than just ways to get from one point to another. They are incredible feats of engineering, tests of human courage, and sometimes, just plain crazy. They show the lengths people will go to connect communities and conquer nature's obstacles. Whether it's a modern marvel like the Langkawi Sky Bridge, or a simple rope bridge that's a lifeline for a village, each one has a story, and presents a unique challenge to anyone who dares to cross it. Thank you so much for coming along on this insane adventure with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and you want to see more crazy challenges and adventures like this, make sure you smash that like button and, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We have so many more epic videos planned that you won't want to miss. Every single subscriber means the world to us, and allows us to keep making bigger and better content for you all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.